Welcome to another live. I'm so happy to be here. This is Gabriel.meneses, your ecom coach, and today we have a fantastic topic. We are talking about product research. That's one part that we're talking, and also we're talking a little bit about how to actually research these competitors. Okay, so today we're going to be focusing on this specific website. We're going to try to get as much of information about this specific brand right here, silkn.com. They are one of the top leading brands in this specific niche. We have the laser hair removal niche. As you know, these started to get traction maybe around a year and a half ago. People started to sell these products, and then they started to outsource these to AliExpress and Alibaba. You can find many of these different formats. You can see here we have this one. We have many different formats, but the OG, as you call it, is actually this one right here. So then a lot of companies started to sell this specific laser hair removal, and now we have top competitor for this one. So what I'm going to do is going to get as much data as I can, as I'm going to build a website similar to this one, similar to this product. So I want to get some data and get some info that I can use, and then actually create a plan around this information. So as you know, dropshipping, everything that's in the market at the moment, everything is changing a little bit. If you've been watching previous lives, I'm telling you, like, you need to start testing with different products, and then go ahead and do around until you get to 10 items, selling the items per day, at least 10 of them. Then you can start thinking about outsourcing and sourcing your products from Alibaba, etc. So this is the best way to do dropshipping at the moment. As you know, I always talk about it, and this one is one of these products that you can actually test. However, just a word of advice: if you see this product right here, these are leaders in this specific market. They spend a lot of money in ads. We'll see during the live later on, and you will see what I mean. So if you're a beginner or intermediate, don't go and do the same product as this one. Try to go into different branches inside this industry. So what works for this product, if you find a different angle, for example, maybe something different, something inside the beauty industry, etc., that can work with a similar target audience, you can apply the same concepts, for example, in website design or in ad design, etc. So for this one, I'm going to try to get as much information as I can, and then teach you the ways so you can replicate these techniques and then use these methods for the products that you are researching and for the competitors you are researching. Okay, so this is what it takes time. I mean, just finding a product just like that and just hoping for the best, it doesn't cut it anymore. Right now, you need to put the time into it, do the research, then start creating a strategy around it, and then start doing an actual branding campaign around this specific product that you picked. So this is like a step 2 of the process. Step 1, you can go to my channel. You will see different videos about product research, how to find potential products, and then you will go to this step 2, and then you can start researching all of the competitors that are actually selling this product. I'll give you some tools on this live, so I'm super excited. Okay, so to get started, so let's go. I'm dividing this training in 3 parts. Okay, that's why you see in the title 3 different strategies. I'm dividing this, and you need to do these 3 parts if you want to succeed in actually doing competitor research. Okay, the first step is to go ahead and go to the website that you found, and then go ahead and actually start looking at the page and take notes. Okay, you go ahead, you see the format that they're following. This This is supposed to be a market leader, okay? Try to do the research, try to put on Google, you put, for example, beauty, or you can put for this one, you put laser hair removal, and then you put that incognito browser, so make sure you click and then you go new incognito window if you're using Google Chrome, and then start researching brands around this specific product. Then at some point you'll start seeing names come up. So maybe if you put, for example, if we go to an incognito window right now, we open it and then we go, for example, to, let's say we put laser hair removal, and then we'll see that some of the top competitors are putting money into ads right here. So we see this company right here, this company right here. We see also local companies, and then we're going to put product. So we'll start seeing actually products, not only services around this niche. So always pay attention first to the ones that are putting money in Google Ads, etc., because this means that they're having success. So if someone is putting money into ads, most likely they're getting money in return. So just keep that in mind, and that's a good place to start. The second option that you have is to go ahead to this website right here, and it will tell you exactly who their competitors are. So let's go to this one right here. The website is myip.ms. You go there and then you go on Google. You can do it a Google search. You put right here myip.ms, and then you put the word Shopify right here in the search. Then you go to the actual web page, to the first result, and then you will see a list of potential Shopify websites. Okay, this is the order from monthly for daily visits, etc. So you will see big players. So what you do, for example, you start visiting each website. Right here you see my Shopify first, because obviously they are the hosting platform, so basically they have the most visits every single day. But then you start seeing different names. So you see Gymshark, for example, they are a big competitor inside the fitness niche. Okay, then if we keep scrolling, we'll start seeing different brands right here. So you'll go one by one and look for brands that are inside your niche, your industry, and then you start doing your actual competitor research. So this is number one. You need to be able to spot who is the actual winner, who is the actual company that's leading your industry. So the best way to do it, you go to myip.ms, Shopify, do a Google search, go to this website, and then you will see the list right away. If I'm not mistaken, there is one competitor inside this niche that resembles to the one we're doing today, which is silkand.com. Okay, so let's go and try to find it on here. Blendjet, do you know this one? This is the one from the blenders, you know, the one that's the little one that people use to do smoothies and all of this. Steve Maiden, that's a big name. They don't do dropshipping though, but this is a big name inside Shopify hosting. We also have otherknown.com, viral ecom ads for ads. Hello Silky Skin. This is the one I'm telling you. This is in position 28. And then if we click this website, you will see that we can actually know a little bit more of information about this. They're getting 24,200 visitors per day, and then we can go to the actual website. Let's go and just copy this, and then we can paste it right here, and then you can see it's the same product we are researching. So you see that sample, we actually have one of the competitors, and then we got another one right here. Hey Silk Skin, this is in the position 28 if I'm not mistaken. We can go to the 28, you see it right here. So they are in the 28th position. So this is a way to find top players in your industry. Okay, so if we start looking at it, the next step, saying that we found this product, this is a winning product, and we are sure this is one of the top products we want to sell, we start taking notes. Take a notepad, you can open some notes from your computer, you can open a Word document or whatever you use to take notes, and then start taking notes to what you see, how you interact for the first time with a website, what you would change, what's wrong according to you, etc. After taking these notes, you'll be able to actually start with some kind of idea, okay? Because what we want to do is then start doing all of the product research that we have in store. But before that, we want to take our first impression. Something that always people say from anything that you're doing is like a first impression only happens once, and you make sure you need a good first impression if you actually want to make a sale for the first time. So this happens every time that someone visits, that see your ad and then they visit your website. You only have one chance to make a first impression. So make sure that the first time that you visit your competitor's website, you have a pen and paper and just start taking notes of everything that you see, including colors, etc. So for my case, the first first impression that I look here is that they are marketing to women, okay, straight away. So it's something good to think about, because if you see our competitor right here, they are women based, but if you look at the ads, and we'll see later on, they talk about men also during the ads, that you can be a man, a guy, and you can use this product. So maybe there's a reason why they're only focusing to women and they are in the position 28, because they already tested this a different design. Because right here you see the pinks, you see the purples, you see a women's hands, you don't see guys' faces, maybe this one right here and this one, but it's most likely like it's a women related product. So this is the first thing that you will just take notes, like, okay, this, I'm looking, and the vibe that I'm feeling from this specific side is a women related product. Right here, the purple, I'll put a note to it. I feel like the light purple that you see here and the white from the actual letters, you cannot read it that much. So thinking about design and the UX and the UI of the website, etc., the user experience is not that great in that sense. So if I were to recreate this website with this specific product, I'll make sure that my top bar is actually a little bit darker so people can actually read what it's saying. So this is one of the first things that I can put down in a notepad or in a Word document, etc. So this is what you have to do the first time you're doing product research and customer research. If you go ahead, for example, and just go and start doing whatever you're trying to do, you try to rush the process of actually researching your product, of taking the time to do your homework, you'll notice that this will affect your sales. This is something that is completely related, is direct. If you don't take the time to actually go ahead and research what you have to do and take the time to brand your product, etc., you will notice that this will affect the revenue that you're going to start bringing. So if you take the time to do this homework that I'm teaching you today, you will see a direct increase in sales, okay? So right here, that's the first step, okay? So we were and visit different competitors from the site that I was talking about, myip.ms. We found this one in position 28, but you can go different pages. You can go and start just browsing and going one by one, looking for potential competitors, and then go ahead and start analyzing this specific product. So for our case, we're not doing the other one, but we're doing this specific competitor, but it's the same product as you can see right here, because they're using the same supplier that you can see right here, and they're having success. Why do I say that? Because they're spending money on ads. We know how many people they're sending to their pages right here. We'll see later on. So we know that if they're spending ad money, they are getting the visitors, they're actually getting sales, okay? And you're telling me, okay, Gabriel, so how many people actually buy from the ads they're sending? How many people are actually visiting and purchasing? It's not only to get visitors, because I always get questions from you guys You ask me, okay, I'm sending a lot of people to my stores, but I'm not getting any sales. What's wrong? This is super normal, but at this point that these competitors are at the moment, when you are actually branding and white labeling your product, this is kind of white label. You can find this, okay, you order 500 units and then you can put your logo on top. So like them, they're doing it. You know that you're generating sales. So the question is how much money they are generating and if this is something that I can take on, okay? So just for you to have in mind, a successful Shopify store, you can expect to have 3 to 6% conversion rate, okay? This without counting the upsells that you make, etc., okay? The downsells, etc. So when you think about, and we go to the second step, which is the actual look at the actual visits of the store, we can then multiply the number of visitors and then see how much money they're actually making depending of their potential product. But we'll go into that later on, okay? But right here, the next thing I do after finding the top competitors, as I told you, use Google, you look at the ads, and then you also use the IP search by Shopify. Then the next step is to actually scan the website just really quick, okay? So right here, we click our Shopify Inspector, and then this is the Koala Inspector. They recently changed the name, but you can look this up on the Google Chrome apps, and then you can install it in your browser, okay? So this is the next step. So right here, we need to look at different things, okay? So the first thing we saw, we took notes, okay? We went and started scrolling. We took notes of things that I just showed you, like the top bar, I would change the color, the feeling that I get from the website, the vibe I'm getting, okay, this is a women-related website, the colors they're using, okay, the copywriting, how many pages, what they have on the homepage, type of testimonials that they have. Right here you see a lot of pictures of clients that are using, so you will need to find those kind of pictures. You will need to work with influencers and ask for testimonials, etc. So these are the kind of things that you take note. Then we go to Koala Inspector, okay? So right here we have a ton of different features. The first one we see here is the actual name of the store. So here we see silkand.com. Okay, this is the domain that they bought. They either bought it with Shopify, GoDaddy, they have many options to buy it. But initially this store was called silkand-online.myshopify.com. This is how all of the Shopify stores start. Okay, this is super normal. So the good thing about this is that you can see if this is the first try on the product, okay? So if you are actually testing different products and you're always using the same Shopify account, you're training your pixel and all of this, you'll see a different name right here. So this is just a good information to know. Okay, so this is their first try and they actually went all in and they created a store from scratch and they had success. So maybe they tried different products, they tried different things, but when they created this store, since day one, they created it under the name silkand-online.myshopify.com. So this is something that you can keep in mind. You can save it if you're taking notes, etc. But it's something good to know, okay? Also, we're going to see the Shopify theme, and this is super relevant because it will let you know. So if this is your competitor and you really like the design they're using and you really want to undertake a project just like this one, I'm not talking about copying the project, but the actual design, you really like the way they're putting everything in, you can actually test the same theme and to see if this is going to convert the same way, okay? So right here you see is a silk elder-us. Blah blah. So this is a theme that they either bought from X and Y service, they designed and actually put money into it with developers, etc., or a team that they're using from scratch. They just built it, okay? So this is another thing that you can actually relate. And sometimes, for example, some stores will have the debut theme and you will see it here, debut, okay? And this is a good thing because you can actually replicate a store that has the same feeling. The same way, saying that, for example, if you're not selling this specific product, okay, but you're selling something similar in the same niche, in the same market, the same kind of women doing it, etc. So the good thing about this is that it can tell you, okay, this is a good way to actually find something that relates to this target audience, okay, to this demographic. This team actually helps, and also something that's really important is the speed of the team, okay. So they know that they're using this because it's fast, it's actually super easy to use, etc. So it's actually a good thing to have this team. But for example, let's go and find the other website that we were scanning, so we can take into account that specific web page and see what's the deal with them, to see what team they're using. So you can see a different sample, and we can actually scan them and see what they're using. So this will be the same example. So what I do for my clients, etc., the way we do it, we at least scan 5 different competitors to see what are the overlaps and to see what's going on with each one, okay. So for this one, let's see what they're using. And we see here is a custom theme, is their own thing, team-bold to edit. So this is a theme that they actually took, and I started editing the theme, and they're just uploading this theme to their servers, etc. You can actually do this. You can actually edit a theme and then just go ahead and download it and use it every single time you use a different Shopify. But just for you to keep in mind, this will change depending on the store. Not all stores that are super profitable, they have custom themes, okay? Don't think that this is a must to have. You can be super successful with a debut theme, with a narrative theme, etc. There are many ways to be successful doing e-commerce, and this is not a requirement for you to have a specific design, etc. Okay, so don't think that, oh my god, I don't have a team, so I won't be successful. They have this amazing team and that's why they're making money. It's not. This is a lot of trial and error that they found, and it's easier for them to just go ahead and have their own team after they actually tested the product, etc. But they got there with the same strategy you're using at the moment, which is with the regular team that for Shopify, etc. Okay, so it's super crucial for you not to be super down because you don't see a team that you cannot use right here. Okay, so this is another example. So then the next step is to see the apps they're actually using. So this is super insightful because, as you know, you actually can see what they're used to be able to run their business in all sense, maybe upsells, downsells, even email marketing apps, etc. So right here we see AdRoll growth platform, Insta feed, so you can create social proof, you can put your Instagram account, and this is something super important. I always tell you, if you're going to start growing a brand, you're going to start building a real brand. It's not only about dropshipping and just making a quick buck. The idea here is for you to start creating content. So I did a live last week talking about content marketing and the importance about this. So go ahead and watch the live and go ahead and learn all the tools that I have to say about this specific topic, because this is a way to generate social proof and actually start sending free traffic to your stores, so you don't depend only on ads. Okay, this is super important. So let's go, and then we see here they have clever Google AdWords. We see please stay Shopify app right here. So what you do, you start taking notes. This is a please stay app. You open your Word document, you open your Excel sheet or whatever you're using. Go ahead and just create a list to see what your competitors are using. So no fraud prevention. We have a skip to checkout, super common app. Then we have quick announcement bar, abandonment cart recovery, skip cart, SMS. We have Google Ads and shopping, etc. Okay, so as you can see, super insightful. This is not something that comes easy, and then we can do, and this changes from each website that you actually review. So we can go back and then do the same for this one right here. And then we click the Koala Inspector, and then we see they are using a sticky quick buy, a skip to checkout, Google Ads, etc. So right here, this is not the only app they're using. I'm sure they're using another services, and I have another website that will help us actually find the ones that are left. But this is a good start. This is a good start. From the get-go, we have the name of the store, okay, the My Shopify. We know that this is their first try. We have the team. Like, most people don't have a paid team, or most people don't have an actual developer team to build teams for them, so you will have the team. We also have the actual apps they're using, and the ones that are not there, like here you can read 4 more undetected. We're going to find them. I'll show you how, okay? Then the next step is to see the new products you're testing. This is super incredible. And by the way, this app is completely free at the moment. To this day, if you're watching this is completely free. You can go to the Google Chrome store and just add these to your browser, and actually every time that you visit a new store, go ahead and take a look to Koala Inspector. It's just an amazing tool to have. So every time you're doing it, just go ahead and just take the time and do this process, okay? So then we can see here the new products they're adding, but most importantly, we want to know about their best sellers, okay? This is the meat here. We want to know what's valuable here. Are we going to spend the time to actually start testing new products? No, we want to know what's selling to be able to replicate it, do it better, and then crush our competitors in a good way, okay? So this way you can find this specific product, which is the main one. You can see it right here. It's $3.59, and this is one of the best sellers for them. Then we have this one right here. So this one right here, we can click it and then we will learn more. But for the sake of the sample, we're not clicking anything, so you can understand the idea and then go ahead and replicate the method, okay? Then we see this one right here. I think it's a bag. And then we see here the next one. This is the one from the main page, and then this one right here. And as you know, these are white label. Most likely you can find similar products on AliExpress, Alibaba, etc., CJ Dropshipping, or Sendrop. Whatever supplier you're using, you can find similar products. And you know, and I'm sure that these silk and they started as you are at the moment from the start. Just go from there and just start testing different products, and then they found a niche, and then they started just scaling little by little, okay? Then let's go, just by the sake of the sample, and let's go to heysilyskin.com. As you can see, similar product. We can go to Koala Inspector and let's see, and they have new products. They're testing these glasses, for example. They have this one right here, and then this one right here, and then we see the best sellers. And they're super simple. They go straight to the point. Hey, Silly Skin. You see here they're doing white labeling. They're just putting the logo on top without any fancy like design or anything like that, like the previous one. They're just going straight from Ali. Right here you can find that product. I think right here, I think this one is the same one for $48. And then this is the one. So you can see here is basically the same one. Right here we see that they put the logo on top, and we can go to best sellers, and then we learn about the price and what's selling really well, and maybe they're doing upsells, downsells, etc. with these specific glasses, etc. Then find retailers. This is a new feature. And then we have the product stats, which is super interesting because we have the first published product, we have the last published product, and the 3 of the number 1 products, and then the highest price, the lowest price, and the average price. This is super important because if we're going to calculate the amount of the revenue they're bringing into the store, we want to calculate it with the average price, because they might have an upsell, downsells, etc. So we want to go with the average and just go ahead and multiply that by the number of people that are actually visiting the website, okay? I'll teach you how to do that. It's super easy. So you can have an idea what's the conversion rate depending of the amount of traffic they are sending, and this way you're testing and you can actually have an idea of what's possible inside the niche, okay? So if we keep here looking at this, so we see they've been in business since 2018. So this is super interesting because as you see, this is not something that happens overnight, okay? You don't build a brand like HeySillySkin.com just like that, okay? You need to put the time into it. You're scaling your brand, you're buying inventory, you're sending this inventory inside the US fulfillment centers, etc. And then you're actually building this brand little by little, taking customer testimonials, etc. This is not something that you just appear, I'm the market leader, okay? They didn't get to this point just by magic, okay? So this is something that took time to develop. So we see here 2018, okay? And then last published product, they've been testing products, and the last one was 5 months ago. So you can see they're actually milking the actual thing. So they're not testing anything else. So if you're a competitor, for example, and you want to get into the market, you see that you have a leadway here. You can start testing different things. You can start doing upselling. You can do email marketing. You have many ways that you can start selling even more to your customers. But right here we see that they have 3 products, and they're actually milking these 3 products, and they are not introducing new ones. So let's say that they got 20,000 units sold, okay? So they have 20,000 people, they have the email and the contact information, and I don't know, but most likely they're not doing email marketing the best way they can, because maybe they are not introducing the products, but they have a potential audience that could buy even more from them if they introduce new products. So this is something that tells you that this can be the start of the actual strategy, but then you can start branching out and start offering different products inside the same beauty industry, inside the same, different things. You can start looking for you can start sourcing creams if you know about good suppliers, etc. So you have many options. This is just an example, but it's something that you need to keep in mind when you see the number of products and when they put the last one, okay? So if we go to the other competitor, Silk N, we can see here, and then we open Koala, and then we go to product stats. We see here that they have 65 products. So between the two, you can see they are testing different things, but because they know that the laser hair removal is not the only one, and they are trying to find another winner inside this niche, inside this industry. So this is a good thing to have. So they're testing, and the last one was 2 months ago. So this is something to keep in mind. And here we see that the highest price is $899, and we see that the average price is $161. So you have to keep an idea, and you're actually looking and see what's working, and you can find a middle ground and then implement this if you want to get into this specific niche, okay? And I'm not saying that this is wrong or the other one is right. I'm just saying that they're following different strategies, but they know that this right here, they are the market leader, okay? So because they're a market leader, so them, they're trying to catch up, and they're trying to get and find another winner inside the same industry. So this is basically, if you're going to start doing this product, for example, you're going to be looking at them as your potential competitor before this one right here, okay? Because if you look at them, when we go into the IP search, if we go into the IP search right here, we will see that they actually have an advantage against the other one. So if we go back right here, we see them in the 28th position, okay, right here. So the other one maybe is in, let's say, 100 or something like that. I won't waste time to look, just looking for them, but we see here that the 28th position is a pretty great position to be for the Shopify servers, etc. So you know that these are the top leaders inside the industry. So this is something to keep in mind, a strategy that you need to always be looking for, okay? Then the next step is something really fun. So we go right here, and then after we know about the specific, the Koala Inspector that I taught you, the next step is to go to similarweb.com. By this point, you should have at least 3 pages of notes, okay? So you went into a website, you wrote down all of the first impressions of your competitors, things that you think that you could do better, okay? colors, copywriting, images, etc. Everything that you think that can be improved, because this is the idea. The idea here is not to copy, okay? You don't want to be copying, just copy and pasting the terms, copy and pasting the banners, the pictures, and even doing copyright infringement of all the creatives, the photos and videos. You don't want to be doing that. If you want to build a real brand, if you want to start doing a real business, and you don't want this to be just a 2-week, 4-week, or 8 weeks thing, you know, just milking as much as you can and then close the store and just run away, okay? If you don't want this for your business, which I wouldn't recommend, because you want to go long term, you actually want to build a brand to be able to make more money and actually sell it or do something different later on, or if you want to stay there and just actually start doing this. So it depends, but what I recommend is you go the long term, okay? If you want to do this, don't go and start copying things, okay? The thing that you need to do is start taking the notes, as I'm telling you. First impressions, take everything that you can, what you would improve, and then you go to the Koala, you start taking all of the data, okay? And the next step is to come here to SimilarWeb and look at the actual numbers, okay? This is the last step of phase 1, okay? Just for you to keep in mind, this is the main thing that you need to be doing, and then we're going to start refining and then understanding just a little bit more about their campaigns in social media, ads, etc. But this is the last step of phase 1, okay? So right here we come and we scan silkn.com. This is the main competitor we're trying to do, and then we start looking at the numbers right here. So right here we have the global ranking. So as we know, we have 465. This is similar to the IP right here. When we were doing the IP, we see the competitor in 28, Helsinki Skin. So I'm going to do a lookup of this one so you can see, and most likely they are going to be higher. They're going to be in a better position because they are the top competitors inside the industry. But this is another number that you need to be looking at so you know who is actually winning. Okay, so right here we have the country rank, the US, and then the category rank. Then if we keep scrolling, we see the total visits. Voila, this is the main deal right here, okay? Because this one will let us know an approximate of actual revenue they are bringing, okay? So we're going to go and just take notes of this number. We go to a notepad, we open this notepad, we change the font right here, the side of the font, put it in 10, and then let's put it just a little bit bigger so you guys can see it better. Put it in 20. Okay, so we're going to do, we have a total visits, let's put 58. Okay, so we have the average visit duration 17, and then we have page per visit 2, and then the bounce rates, which is 64. This is not too good, okay? Try to have a bounce rate of around 40%. This is like when people enter, they just go out, okay? You don't want this bounce rate to be going this high, but it's working for them. But I know that if you know what you're doing with your teams, your UX and UI, you can get a better bounce rate right here, okay? But this is something that we take notes because we're going to be looking at the actual revenue they are bringing, okay? But right here we see that it went down 27%. This might be the reason for this, might be they decreased the ad spend, etc. But there are many things that can be going wrong here, right? Okay, so if we go here, we can see the actual visits, okay? Inside the US we have 70%, we have Canada 7%, then China 3%, etc. So we see that the main market is the US. So if you're doing this with 5 different competitors inside your industry, you'll have a great case scenario for your campaigns, etc. So what you're going to do with this, when you start running your Facebook ad campaigns, your Instagram, YouTube, Google ad campaigns, you will know where the big player is, okay? So this way you know that you don't have to be spending money on different countries when you know that the main market is the US. I'm not saying that you don't test different countries, because maybe you know how to speak to the French market, Or maybe let's say that you are in Germany and you speak German and you want to take this specific product inside Germany and you want to be the market leader. Okay, so then what you do is, okay, I don't see Germany here, so maybe there is space for me inside Germany. So I'm going to replicate, get better design, get better copywriting, and then take this product inside Germany. So you have space to actually develop this specific product, okay? So this is a way for you to know where the traffic is coming from, okay? Then if we keep scrolling, we see what happens here. We have direct, we have referrals, search, which is the largest, is 61%. So people are actually going to Google and just type in the actual product and they are appearing, and then they go ahead and click and visit. Okay, then we have social and mail and display. Okay, so what you can take from this is that actually the retention rate needs to improve in a sense. So they're seeing the ad, right? They see the ad and they were like, looks interesting, let's see and research the product. So what people do, they look at the ad and then go ahead and type in Google to see what's going on. They put silk and laser hair removal and they put different things. So this is something that you need to keep in mind, because right here it tells you that you need to have an SEO strategy in place. Okay, this means that you need to have at least some articles inside your website so you can start ranking with the different words inside these specific keywords. I'm going to be doing a live about this topic, about SEO, etc., so you can learn how to actually start ranking your website. So when people actually type in Google, you can actually start ranking second, first, etc. Okay, but this is a sign for you that you need to be paying attention about SEO. It's not only about ads, content marketing, etc., because their main thing is about search. Okay, then if we keep looking at it, we see the referrals, we have 4.2%. Then we see here the top destination sites. We see everything. We see that they're using FedEx. They have Europe website. We see the Facebook. So this is super insightful. You can take some time, you take notes, and then you can start looking at the actual traffic you're getting, okay? So then this is the meat and potatoes of the actual thing, because this will tell you what's going on regarding the traffic, okay? So this is a strategy they're using, okay? They have 57% is completely organic, okay? So people are actually looking at the ad right here, and they're going from the ad straight to Google to look for the actual thing that's going on. So they're putting silk and gray hair removal, silk and hair removal, silk and infinity, silk and laser hair removal, etc. I have another ways that later on I will be teaching you during the lives how to find even more keywords that are completely relevant to this. So what you will do is you create articles inside your website just targeting these specific words, so people, when they see your ads, they look up you in Google, you'll appear first, and this way your social proof will go up. They will trust your website because you're everywhere, you're all around. So this is super important, and this is one of the most difficult parts, because most people don't know how to start ranking in Google just organically. And this is great numbers to see, because they're actually not spending the 100% budget and just depending in ads alone, okay? So right here is something to keep in mind. So it's super important. So right here we see social, we see Facebook, YouTube, and Reddit, and then display advertising. We see just some websites they're using, and then that is it. We see audience interest, and we have a lot of more insights about the actual website. But the main thing that you need to keep in mind is what we talk about the visits right here, that we took note of it, and then etc. So besides that, you have an idea of the actual numbers they're pulling in to their website, okay? Just for fun, let's go and do the other competitor, okay? So you have an idea. You have to do it, as I said, to 5 competitors at least. If you're doing a product for real and you want to be on top of the market and you want to be one of the best, you need to be doing your homework. You need to be doing these kind of things to be able to actually create a good website, okay? A good landing page, an awesome ad, etc. So let's go because sometimes when you just put it with the www, it doesn't work. So we're going to go straight to the search and just copy this, and then we see them right here. So remember the rank, and voila, you see the rank. They're a lot better. They are like way better. So we see that they are actually on top of their competitor, and that's why they are like super confident. They only have 3 products, and they only need 3 products, and they know they're crushing it. And this is great. I mean, this is great if you are the leader, but in their position, I wouldn't sleep on it. I will be testing different things. I will be testing, because this won't be forever. When this specific market just is saturated, they sell as many laser hair removals that they can. I mean, they're always going to be selling, but I know they can do better. But they need to be using this money for research and development to start actually investing in new products, etc., because they actually have an amazing position, and I know they can do better. But when we compare them with the other competitor, we see that they are actually way ahead. Okay, and that's why the other website is actually bringing more they're bringing more products. They're trying to test more things. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. So we see the global rank right here, and then we see the country rank and the category rank. So it's something that you can actually always double check. Okay, so it's 155, 114, but right here you see category rank 4,000, and then here we see 1,000, and here we see 287, and then we see here 465. So this is something super important, something that you need to keep in mind. And then right here, look at this, look at the total visits. So right here we know that they are actually, 1, spending more money in ads, and 2, they actually have a better organic campaign, they have a content marketing campaign, etc. So this is super key, and this is super important for our market research and competitor research. So right here we see, and we're gonna take a note of that. We put 124,000, and then we put, this is for a silky skin, and the other one is for silk. And so we see the difference right here. The monthly visitors is just crazy. Just by looking at it, all the people they are sending, and if we multiply that by the conversion rate, just put it a conservative conversion rate, just on average is 3%. It's actually 3 to 6% of conversion rate, but just put it by 3%. Okay, so then we can multiply and see what's going on with this specific competitor. Okay, so then let's keep looking at silkyskin.com. Scroll down, we see United States, one of the main markets, as you can see right here, and they're actually marketing to Australia, something different than the silk and competitor. We see France, as I told you, you see right here, they're actually venturing in other countries. Okay, as you know, the US is one of the biggest markets, if not the biggest, and it's actually a little bit more expensive to advertise because of that. So they're actually going inside France, Australia, China, and Brazil, and they're actually trying to bring traffic and trying to bring sales from different parts of the world, as you can see. So they are testing different strategies. So let's keep scrolling and see what's going on right here. Oh, look at this. The difference is the search and social right here. You can see that their SEO strategy is not that great, but the social strategy is even better. Okay, so right here you remember Silk N was like, I think 5 or 10%. We can go back and just look at it. This is 4.29%. So this means that they don't have a content marketing strategy. They are not posting every single day. Maybe they are not actually reaching out to influencers, etc. So this is something that you need to be looking at, and this is the big difference. They have a search campaign, they have a great SEO, but they need to double down in social. So if you're looking at this competitor, something that you can do is to actually do a great SEO strategy and do a great social strategy, a content marketing strategy. You create content every single day and actually do the tips that I told you in the previous live. Go ahead and watch it, because I know you will find a ton of value from it. And then you implement these tips and you'll be able to have both. And then you'll be on top of Silk and you'll be on top of a Silk Skin. they are at 25% right here, and they are at 34%. But imagine if you have a great SEO and great social, okay? This will be super powerful, okay? So these are metrics that you need to keep in mind and things that you need to be looking at, okay? Then we have referrals. We have more info right here. We see different websites that they're using, top destination sites, top referring sites, etc. Super interesting of all the services they use. We see right here, see Pay, we see Facebook, we see Pay.Shopify, etc. So this is amazing information to know. Then we keep taking notes. As I told you, you need to be just filling the pages and just creating a strategy around what's working for them, okay? Then if we keep looking at it, we see organic 72%, and we see paid, we see 27%, okay? So this is, you can start looking at the keywords, you can start thinking about articles, you can see that they have a great organic search. They're working with influencers, a lot of social media. Later on, we're going to look at Socialblade, for example, to look to these specific strategies that they're following. And then we can see what they're actually doing every single day to actually have a 72% in organic traffic. And this is great because you know what organic traffic means? This means that they're not spending that much money in ads. So this is incredible because your margins are even better, okay? So you won't have to be thinking a lot about your return ad spend on these things because they depend not only in Facebook ads, YouTube ads, etc. They actually have an organic campaign going on, okay? And this is something super crucial. I'm talking about email marketing, I'm talking about SEO strategies, content marketing, etc. And even influencer marketing, because sometimes working with influencers is even better because some of them are micro influencers and they have a big, are loyal following. Maybe they have 10,000 followers and they're super loyal and they will be buying from them. So these are things that you need to be thinking about strategies, and they're super strong. So before you go and tackle this specific industry, let's say that you found this product, okay? And then you're like, wow, this is an amazing product. This is something that I want to pursue. And then you find about this, you see, wow, they have a great organic strategy. So this means that I need more time to actually go ahead and develop an Instagram strategy. I need to develop a TikTok strategy, okay, a YouTube strategy. I need to be creating content to drive traffic. So it's not only about paid advertisement, okay? Because if you are just entering this and you're going to be thinking, okay, I'm going to sell this product, I'm going to run a few ads and that's it. And as you can see here, you'll be just taking 20% of the market, if so, okay? Because you're going to be competing with Hey Silky Skin, and then people will click the ad and they will be like, wait, I saw this product from Hey Silky Skin and they have, when I visit the Instagram, they had like 1,000 pieces of content. They have actually social proof, a ton of pictures from people. So this is something that you can actually keep in mind, and something when I'm telling you, listen, be careful when you try super well-known products or saturated products, because it's a little bit tricky to pull off an organic campaign. An organic campaign is way better in a sense, and it takes a lot of time, okay? And just, you need to put sweat into it. You need to actually be there or have a team behind you to help you create content for this. It's not impossible. It's the ideal thing to do when you are actually scaling, but this is not easy to do if you're only depending in ads, okay? Because when people look at you, they're hoping that you're ranked on Google. They're hoping that they're going to put the name of your brand and they will see you first. There will be articles about it, etc. So this is something that you need to keep in mind when you are testing products. So if you found an ideal product, let's say that you watch a video, okay, you were just scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, and you were like, wow, this product I know looks awesome. You went to actually look it up in AliExpress. You were like, wow, the pricing, the margins. You use my Excel sheet that I gave you in previous lives. You were like, wow, the numbers are just perfect. But when it's time to actually do the research, you encounter something like this. This is something to think about, okay? This is something that you will be, oh my God, I actually need to put time into an organic campaign. Okay, so this is it about the similar web part. Okay, this is the last part of the phase 1 of the research strategy. By this point, I hope that you have at least 5 pages, just a lot of information, and then you can go ahead and decompress and just take like 4 hours to see and put all the pieces of the puzzle together and actually go ahead and build something amazing from your competitor. Okay, the next step is to actually go to build with. Okay, this is phase 2. This is when we get all the details and everything that's running. So what I mean by this, in the phase 1, if all the checks were met, if everything that you were thinking after you saw all the campaigns, the referrals, the search, the visits, etc., you're going to double check, okay, everything looks fine. Now it's time to go to phase 2. Okay, in phase 2, we're going to dig deeper and look for more information to see if this is even a even better product. Okay, so by this point we were here and we saw that when we scan, let's go to our first competitor right here. We see that when we scan right here, the Koala, we saw just 4 apps right here. We see the sticky quick buy, we see the skip to checkout, and we see the Google Ads and shopping. Okay, so if we go to phase 2, we go to buildwith.com. Okay, we will see even more information. Okay, we see here that they're using not only these apps, but they're using Kick Boosters, they're using Klaviyo, an email marketing platform, they're using Hotjar, NS8, they're using Google Conversion. We have a lot of information of the things they're actually using. Obviously, they have a Facebook pixel if they're running ads. We see even more and more information about the apps that we don't see, and they're recognized using the Koala Inspector right here. Okay, so let's go and run the other website so we can also have an idea about what's working with the other website. Okay, so I always forget the name, so it's this one, heysilkyskin.com. And let's see, so we're going to open the Koala Inspector and we're going to compare all of these apps. We have a lot of them, as you can see, but I know that after we run it with build with, we'll see even more. So we're gonna take notes and see where they're actually using these apps so we can actually create a strategy around that. Okay, so if we go right here, and then we put the website right here, and then we see even more apps right here. So we see analytics and tracking, bulk commerce, cart kit, abandoned cart recovery by Marcelo. We see Facebook pixel, we see TikTok conversion tracking pixel. This is super interesting. You see what's the difference between the top competitor and the main and one of the competitors right here. They're actually taking advantage of TikTok to sell their products. Okay, as you know, if you've been using TikTok, they were giving away $300 credit for people to advertise in their platform, and then if I'm not mistaken, after spending $1,500 or $1,000, they're giving you a boost of $2,000 or so. So this is just amazing because they took advantage of this deal and they're actually running TikTok ads and sending traffic to their website. But if we go to the previous competitor, I know that they are not using this kind of TikTok conversion tracking pixel, or maybe they are, but we didn't see it. So right here we know that if you want to get into the market, you better start thinking about TikTok strategies. Okay, so this is something that you need to be running, this is something that you need to be thinking about. Okay, so then we have ByteDance, we have Stamp, we have LockRocket, Aftership, which is the tracking page. But if you know, I have a free tracking page. You can find this video in the description, so you can go ahead and use a completely free tracking page with 17 track. And we have Google Font, Google Tag Manager, and so on. We have many things, a lot of information we can take from buildwith.com. This is part of the phase 2, when we get in there and just find all the different tools that are inside this specific website. Okay, then number 2, inside the phase 2, we have this fantastic site called Wayback Machine. So this is super awesome because it let us know about all the changes that happen inside this specific website. Okay, so right here we see all of the changes. So they saved 1,254 times between January 7th 2008 and September 27th 2020. Okay, so this is super insightful because they're actually making changes, and we see that they're actually changing every time. They're actually always testing different landing pages, different banners, etc. So this is something that you need to look at. So right here we're doing silkn.com. So if we go to sitemap right here, we go to 2020 for example, and we see the actual website that they were making changes. So right here we see silkn.com, the blogs part. So as you saw, they have a great SEO strategy and they're writing blogs, and they put an article about hair removal inside their blog. Right here we see Silkn blogs, and they're working on their blogs. You see that right here. Then we see more. We see this big chunk. We see the collections. They are working on the collection page, and then we see the clearance sale. So maybe they were running some different sales during the year. Then we see here different products, how long they've been working. So the idea here is to look for products and to look for different pages. They're spending a lot of time within these pages, and the reason why. So you can see how powerful it is to actually take note and actually look at this amazing platform. So you can see here you have many different things that are going on. So let's go and scan the other website. We go to silkskin.com and then scan this one. We have 2019 and 2020. Let's see what's going on inside Silkskin. We see they spend a lot of time in this specific URL, in pages. Then we have contact us page, we have products, we have this specific product, we have this product, we have the digital wallets dialog, and then you can go ahead and check each URL and you can understand what's most important to them. So it's super cool. And then we can see the calendar and how many times, saved 16 times between August 6th and August 3rd. So it's super insightful to see what's going on inside the calendar. Okay, so this is another tool that can help you understand what's most important for your competitor and something that you need to be watching. So you actually go ahead, learn from these pages, and then implement this inside your website. This is something that you need to really think about and implement, and make sure you make the changes that you need. Look at the website, don't copy it, don't go ahead and just copy and paste everything. Make it better. Okay, this is a good place to start. Make it better. Okay, but these are the tools to make everything better. So later, at the end of phase 2, we have Neil Patel, amazing tool to actually understand the organic traffic of the actual website. I won't be going super in depth in this platform because this can be just one amazing video about doing SEO and research and etc. So we'll spend some time to let you know what you need to be looking for when you're doing this kind of research, and then later on let me know in the comments if you want to see a specific tutorial on how to do proper SEO for your website, e-commerce store, etc. So I'll go ahead and just go a brief dive into it, but this is the third step in the phase 2 of your competitor research. Okay, so right here we have silkn.com. So they are ranking for 12,000 words. Okay, this is super important because as you saw, when we scan them with SimilarWeb, we see that they have an amazing organic strategy in place. And this is one of the reasons. That's why they have a good scenario. So right here, what you're doing is double checking that everything is correct. You don't want to always go by only one website and that's it. Okay, you want to be always double checking that all the data that you're looking for is completely correct, is accurate, and the best way to do it is by checking other different platforms. So right here you have a good score right here. Also, we have organic monthly traffic. We see the 26,000, and then we can see if we go to this silkn.com, right here we see the total visits is around 58 according to SimilarWeb, and then we see the organic monthly traffic is 26,000. So you can take an average from that. Usually I will go with SimilarWeb, but I will take this into consideration also. But sometimes the best way to do it is with the Google campaign search, and I will tell you more about that when we do a Google Ads tutorial, so you can learn how to actually do Google Ads and all of this, and you will see a way to actually see the accurate number about the search results that they're putting into it. Okay, but by this one, it's a good metric to know that they're pulling this specific number, and then we can compare it with the actual SimilarWeb number. Okay, then if we go to domain score, we have a 46, and backlinks is 30,000, so they have a good and well-established SEO strategy. Okay, and right here we see the traffic they're pulling in. We see a spike right here, 36,000 visits, and then they went down to 27,000. Then we see their SEO keywords ranking, something to think about. This is all about SEO. So this part, it's the best way when you're writing articles. This is when you have to be optimizing and think how you can actually find and write down articles that relate to your target demographic, and then start ranking in Google, so you're not paying ads and you're depending about ads. So you don't want to do that. You need to diversify it, and you need to have different streams of traffic direct to your store. You need to have organic content in all of your Instagram, TikTok, YouTube channels, etc. You need to have your paid advertisement part. You need to have your SEO and blogs, etc. So you don't depend on only one source of traffic, because what happens if Facebook bans your ad account? Then what happens next? You need to have something in place to be able to actually get the ball rolling and meet the standards that you have for that specific month. Okay, so then we have these specific top SEO pages, so you can start thinking about all the articles that you can write inside your industry, and then see what's working and then make them even better. Okay, then we can go ahead and see all the keywords that they're using, and then let's go and compare it with the other competitor. Let's go and paste Hey Silky Skin, and we click search. So we see right here organic monthly traffic 4,337, and then we see organic keywords. So this is a little bit off, as you can see. That's why I don't go with one specific website. I always try to at least check with 2 or 3 different sources, so I can see and take an average of what's going on, because as you know, you have many different sources. They're pulling data from Google, and we want to make sure that we have a number that's as close as possible as to a real thing. Okay, so then let's go and go down. We have all the tracking visits right here. Then we see right here the SEO keyword ranking. We see the articles that they have, what's working for them, the country, etc. Then we see the keywords that they're using, just in case that we want to do a Google Ads campaign, and then we'll be done with Nipatel tool. So it's super useful. I'll go more in depth using this tool later on, so you can learn how to actually use it and actually implement it to do proper SEO. But this can be a completely separate video just for you to learn how to do this specific method. Okay, so this is the end of the phase 2 of competitor research. By this stage, you should have at least 10 or 7 pages of information in a Word document, in your notes, whatever you're using to actually take notes, to then go ahead and start implementing whatever you're trying to design, and you can develop a real strategy around your product. So as you can see, everything that's necessary to actually do a proper store. It's not something that you just go ahead, oh, I saw this product, and it's just enough to go ahead and implement it, and I'm just gonna be a millionaire tomorrow. So it takes time, it takes a lot of research, it takes a lot of testing, a lot of money to actually pull off a real brand that ranks in position 28, for example, something that actually brings up the revenue that you want, etc. So this is something that you need to take into consideration, something that's not born overnight, because we saw pages since 2018, etc. So you need to be just putting the time into it if you want to build a real brand. Okay, so then the first step in stage number 3 is to actually look at the ads. Okay, look at the creatives, at the videos, at the social media, at the organic aspect of the traffic, because we saw about the SEO, the monthly visits, the numbers, the top pages, the top products, etc. But now it's time to understand what's going on with the images, with the videos, etc. So the first one is Socialblade. Okay, this one is a well-known website to actually see all of the information in YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, etc. Okay, you can scan any profile and see the real data. You can see if they're fake followers, if they're not fake, if they're actually buying likes, what they're doing, their retention rate. You can see everything. There is nothing hidden online, and you will be able to see what's going on, if they're actually pulling people that you actually want to be. Let's say that they have an amazing profile and you see it and you visit it on social media, you're like, wow, this profile looks amazing. But then when you run it through Socialblade, you see that anything they're doing is working. Anything, if they're posting a picture, maybe they have like 50,000 fake followers and they're basically getting like 2 likes per photo. And then here you'll be able to spot these specific things. So right here, we're inside the silk and profile, and we can see what they're doing good, what they're doing bad, and where we can improve. So this is the main thing. We're looking where we can improve so we can do it better and then crush the competition in a sense. Okay, so right here we see that they have 1,613 photos or videos. They have 29k followers, 1,500 following, engagement rate of 1%. Okay, this is the first thing that we know we can improve. Okay, so they are actually doing just enough to get by to say that they have an Instagram account, but I know that if they put the right people to manage this Instagram, this can blow up. Okay, this engagement rate can go to 5 to 6%, and they can actually clean up this amount of followers, that there are a lot of them, there are ghost followers, and they can actually put it into place and start doing a real strategy around their Instagram account and pulling real traffic from their Instagram to the website. Okay, so right here I have a video about this topic, the live I did previously. Go ahead and check it out. Okay, so make sure that you go ahead and watch that video and then learn how to actually take advantage of the organic traffic inside Instagram. Okay, so then we see here they have a C+, and then they have follower ranks, and then we see all the numbers that we need to know about this specific account. So they're not doing that great. As you can see, if you are undertaking this product and you know what you're doing with Instagram, I know you can pull this off. I know this is completely, you can actually undertake this and be a market leader if you know what you're doing with Instagram. Okay, then we can see here if they're buying followers, if they're doing follow or whatever. So right here we see that, I mean, in just a small period of time, they either bought a shout out or something like that, but this is not normal. You want an account to be always increasing just little by little. You don't want these spikes. Looks super weird. So they're following the same. You see a lot of spikes, and you need to be looking for a healthy increment. Okay, so right here we see a lot of weird spikes. So we don't want that. We want to be super healthy, just like this. Okay, so we see here that they are not following people, and just a little bit we see 8, and they lose 5, they 6 and 4. This is an account that's active, but just enough. They're just doing the work just because, okay? So we don't want this. I mean, it's a good news for you if you want to undertake this product, but it's a bad news for Silken, okay? They can be doing a lot better with their Instagram strategy. And the same way, you can go ahead and scan YouTube or whatever accounts they have. So what I recommend, go to the real website, okay? So we're going to go to the website right here. Usually they have it down. We go, and right here we see that they have Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. So they're trying to be everywhere, but as you can see, if you try to be everywhere, it's a little bit difficult to actually have a strategy, like a real strategy for each one. So if I were in their position, if I was consulting to the marketing team, etc., I will go ahead and just tell them to outsource maybe the Instagram and the Pinterest, the YouTube, or whatever they can, so they have a real strategy behind each one, because this is just wasting a little bit of time. If I'm honest, they have a ton of uploads. Just let's go and just look at the actual profile. I mean, we have the numbers right here. We see that it's not actually working 100%, because if you have like a 29k followers, I mean, you're expecting more engagement from the pictures, etc. So this it's not good. It's not 100%. So let's go to the actual Instagram account and look at the actual profile and see what it takes to manage this profile and see the type of content they're using. Okay, so they're using a lot of customer videos and pictures. This is great. I mean, it's just amazing. However, the main problem that I see here is like they're always selling. If you see my previous live before, I'm teaching you educate, entertain, and sell. Okay, so they're missing, and the entertainment part is almost zero. So who is going to follow this account? I don't want to follow this account to be always sold. Okay, I want to follow this account to get tips about my skin, to get tips about beauty, etc. Okay, so they can work with influencers to get and repost content just like this one. Okay, they have many strategies they can use. Okay, they can entertain, they can repost memes, they can repost beauty tips, beauty blogs. They can partner with other brands that complement their brand, with different influencers. They need the entertainment part. Okay, they need the educational part. Okay, right here, this is basically sell. This is needed. Yes, it's 100% needed. You need testimonials. You need to see actual faces, etc. But from outsider, from a person that wants to grow a real brand, okay, from a person that works with different businesses and that manages Instagrams, etc., I'm telling you, this Instagram is not blowing up 100% inside the niche, because this beauty niche is huge. You have a lot of women on earth that actually want to improve their beauty and all of this. It's a huge niche, and you can grow this account like a meme page account, etc. You can see it. There are beauty page meme pages that they post something and they have thousands and thousands, okay, of interactions, engagements, etc. So what can you learn from them is to have an actual entertainment and to have actually education. Okay, so you can create a strategy from it. So this is one of the reasons why you're not getting a lot of engagement. So when you go to Socialblade, you see like a 1% engagement rate. It's because you're expecting to sell to these 29k people, and they're always in the mood to like the picture of that specific women just doing this. Okay, these 29k people, maybe the 1%, they're only interested in this. Okay, they want more, they want something more, they're craving for more content. Okay, so this is the best way you can do it. So this is for you, just to keep in mind, this is a way to improve it. If you want to undertake, still can. You can do a similar strategy with the tips that I'm giving you, and you will be able to pull this off. Okay, it takes a lot of time. If you don't have the time, it will take you a lot of money, because you need a team to pull off content that's good every single time. Okay, it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, it needs to be consistent, and it needs to be good. Good is not perfect. You need to be every day. Okay, every day pulling out educational content, entertainment content, and selling content. Okay, this is just the cream of the cream, and this is what you need to do if you want to do a real Instagram strategy or whatever, a YouTube channel, whatever you're trying to do. Okay, let's go and compare it with the other competitor. Okay, so the other one, I always forget the name, so this is, it's a little bit funny, but let's go back. No, let's go to this one. So it's this one. If we go down, we will see the Instagram page, I guess. It's not there, so let's see where they have it. So this is something that you need to see. This is something that you need to improve. As you can see, if you see Hey Silky Skin and I try to find the Instagram page, it's not something easy to find, and it's not good, because if you want social proof, and if you are at this level as they are, we know that they're the 28, etc. I mean, I hope they have a big following and they can use and leverage this following. And I'll put the grid, the Instagram grid. I don't know if this is the Instagram grid or whatever they're using, but I'll put the Instagram at some point. If they want to increase conversions, I wouldn't put it in the product page, I'll put it in the homepage, because I send the traffic to the homepage. If I'm running ads, I'm hopefully waiting for them to convert, and if they don't buy it in the product page, hopefully they're going to buy when they go to the homepage after they see the Instagram account, etc. So this is the place to put it, in your homepage, okay? But I don't see the Instagram icon. Let me know if you guys see it. Well, I don't think I see it right here, but let's go and just find it. Hey Silky Skin, go by just manually Hey Silky Skin. So this is the Instagram page of these people right here. These are the top of the top, okay? This is the 28 in the Shopify thing. So right here we see, remember what I told you, entertainment, 9,986. You see the difference right here? Then we have some selling, we have some selling, some entertainment. Maybe this is a review, surprisingly it works. Yeah, some entertainment, some selling. We have a ratio. I mean, they can do a lot better. They're selling a lot. Entertainment. I'll add some education. I will add some educational content, okay? This is what's missing. I'll be doing at least 3 entertainment posts, 2 selling posts, and 3 educational posts. That will be the perfect ratio for this specific brand. Just from what I'm seeing here, I think they can do a ton better, but they're doing an amazing job. As you can see here, they have 378k followers. However, I know they can do a lot better. So you can see the difference. So this is an entertainment post, 9,000. Here we have 105, and we have 291. For this amount of followers, this is okay. They can do a lot better if they do what I'm telling you. So let's go and scan them through Socialblade and see what's going on with their specific page to see if that's real, that what we saw is real. So let's put this one, and then we click search, and then let's see. So they have an engagement rate. Oh, this is super bad. So we see they are not pulling through 100%. They can do a lot better. So as you can see, Instagram is an amazing way to actually undertake your competitors if you know what you're doing. So what I would recommend, if you don't know what you're doing, go ahead and try to educate yourself on how to run meme pages, etc., and try to understand how it works, so you can actually implement strategies just like that one with your actual account. Then you can find a team to help you out, and then you'll be crushing it. So right here is 0.06%. It's, I mean, for this amount of followers, I'll be pointing to at least 2% engagement rate, but this is super low. So let's see if this is fake or not. So right here we see that they're selling a lot, okay? They're selling, and they're just losing followers left and right. So this is not good. So what happens here, there are many things that can be happening here. The 378, they're not bought 100%, but they paid a lot of ads. So the ads brought the traffic to the page, they follow, etc. They've been in business for a while. So this is normal, this is expected to have this amount of followers. However, they are not retaining the followers. This won't make or break your site. Don't get discouraged. Don't be like, oh my God, Gabriel, just got started doing this. I won't be able to create an Instagram strategy. I don't have time to be running the page for the business, doing entertainment, education, and all of this. It's okay. guys, you don't need this to actually pull off a store. As you can see, they are in 28 position, okay? You can actually use that to get better, okay? To actually increase revenue. If you feel that if Silky right here tells me, oh my God, I've been in 50K revenue every single month, how can I increase that? Go ahead and implement a real Instagram strategy. That'll be a way to improve, but they're making revenue, okay? They have a great product, they have an optimized website, they have a paid and organic platform, so they have a way to improve. So if you want to sell this, you know that the way to improve it, I will start with an Instagram strategy. I will start because that's where they are lacking of. They're lacking in this department. So that's the best way to do it. Right here, we see a healthy curve. This spike right here, something happened, maybe a shout out or something like that. And we see this monthly gain following. Something is happening. This is not that healthy in this sense. And then we see a huge drop right here. But besides that, there is improvement. If you ask me which one is better a little bit, I mean, Hey Silky is doing a better job just because they're putting entertainment content. They're actually introducing some fun into the profile. It's not always selling, but besides that, I know they can do a ton better, okay? So then let's go to, we're in phase 3, remember, phase 3 of the process. The next step is to actually look the Facebook ads library. Let's say that we saw the Instagram, we're taking notes, we know where we're going to improve, we even got some ideas of posting, etc., and we are just ready to undertake this amazing project. So the best thing now is to actually go ahead and look at the ads they're running, okay? So go to facebook.com/ads-library, look for your competitor and go to the page. If you cannot find the page of your competitor, go ahead to the Facebook page from them, go down, okay, in page transparency, click see all, and then you'll be able to actually visit the Facebook ads library, okay? You go to ad library. Then after clicking that, you'll be able to see what I'm seeing right here, okay? This part right here. Then you can click all ads, and then you will see everything that's running, okay? So they're running a ton of ads. As you can see, they're sending a lot of traffic. And as I always tell you, if someone is running ads, they are making money, my friends. So these people are making money, okay? So this is a good product to have, and they are bringing traffic using ads, okay? Right here you see they're running ads through Facebook and Instagram, and we can start watching the ads, we take notes, we see what can we improve, the copywriting, and see all the angles they're using, etc. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. This is that's the last step of the research part, that you make sure that everything is working. This is the ideal product to actually undertake, and then go ahead and start thinking about the ad campaigns you're doing. So also let's go to Hey Silky Skin and look for them. Hey Silky Skin, so we can also take some ideas from them. As you can see, we put them, we click all ads, and then we see that because we are unable to determine your age, we cannot show you this ad. So obviously, because I'm running in incognito, they cannot show me. But if I were to run this on a regular browser, we'll be able to see the actual ads, okay? So right here we put this one, and then we go down and actually see the ads, okay? So right here, it's interesting. They have a ton of testimonials, the classic look for dropshipping, e-com, you know, the ads that people are used to looking at, the big headlines. We can do a whole live about this topic. I'm planning to do this one soon, so you can understand how to actually design these ads if you have the time to it. If you don't have the time, there is a link down in the description where you can order ads just like this one, and then you can get a $5 off. You will see it right there. So besides that, you will see that they're actually testing a lot of things, photos, videos, and then you can take actually the copywriting and then make it better, seeing what's working. You can see the date. They've been running it since September 28th right here. So if you find something that's been running for more than 3 months or so, it's something that you need to look at. And then if you compare this to the other competitor, these are ways ahead because they're spending more money into it. Okay, so we see right here, they're spending September 7th, they've been spending money and they've been trying to get into it. So this is something that you need to be looking at and taking notes. Okay, so this is the last step of your competitor research. As you saw, is something that takes time, takes a lot of notes, and then now it's time to go ahead and implement a strategy behind it. You took a lot of data, a lot of information, so now go ahead and implement an amazing strategy. Build your product page, build your homepage, your website, your store with everything that you compiled, and then start building your ads, your campaigns, and then go ahead and test your amazing products. So this is the last step. And then if you're a beginner, as I told you, don't undertake a product like this one because it will take even more time. It will be a little bit more challenging. But if you're an advanced person, you're ready to undertake this, go ahead and just try to take down Hey Silky or the other one. I forgot the name. I always forget the name, but what's the name of the other? We have silkn.com. So you have a chance to go ahead and undertake this. So what I was telling you about calculating the revenue, so we have 3% here, right? So we have the number of visits, we have 0.03, then we're going to multiply, and then we go to the actual website and we see the cost of the average product. So right here, if we open the Koala, okay, so we go to product stats, we see the average price is $92. So we're going to calculate first. So from 58 a month, we're going to multiply that by 3%. Okay, so at least 1,740 people buy from Silkn a month. That's a great number. That's a regular number in e-com. Okay, you can do better. You can do 6%, 7%. You can even have a 10% conversion rate, but just keep it under 3%. Just keep it classy. You can be doing maybe 1%, 2%, who knows, but just keep it 3%. Then we multiply the average price times 92.98. And then we see they have a revenue of 161K per month, okay? And they're spending ads, obviously, they have a ton of expenses, but this is what they're bringing in revenue. You can calculate it just like this, and this is a good estimation of the actual number, okay? So this doesn't mean that this is whole profit. I always tell you, you can be making $1 million in sales, but if you're just spending 900,000, it doesn't matter, okay, in ads. So always look at the revenue, and the revenue always will be expenses in between, okay? Always don't be like, wow, this person is making so much money. No, there are ad costs, there is a team involved, there are a lot of apps, there is a lot of fees inside the transactions, etc. So this is not all profit, okay? Let's go and calculate the one for Hey Silky Skin. We're going to do the same. Obviously, it will be higher because they have more traffic every single month. So we go 124 times 0.03, and then we have 3,720 buyers, okay? Oh, I see here. So we did the Hey Silky Skin price. So for this one, will be a little bit different. So right here, let's put this one right here, and then we put 3,720, and then the average price of Hey Silky Skin is $92, and we multiply that by 92.98. So we see it's almost doubled. So right here we put revenue 3, 4, 5, 8, 6, okay? So we put that's the revenue of a Silky Skin, and then let's redo Silkn because obviously the actual average price is different. So right here we're going to do 3% conversion rate, And then this is the conversion rate. Conversion rate, and then this is, let's put it more organized so you can understand a little bit better if you're watching the replay, etc. Monthly visits. Then we put this one right here. Monthly visits. All right, and then we can delete this, and then we have the revenue right here. And then we will do the actual average. Let's put it in average order value, okay? And then we have Silky, we have $92, 92.98. So we have monthly visits for Hail Silky Skin, we have 124k, conversion rate 0.03, and then we have average order value, we have $92 with 98 with the Koala Inspector app, and then the final revenue obviously is 345,000, okay? Then we are going to do the same. We have average order value right here, and then the revenue right here of Silky N. So you can have it as a reference. So when you are calculating this for your own competitors, you can actually follow along, okay? So right here we go Silk N, and then we go back to Silk N. All right, we go up, and then we go and open the Koala Inspector, and we go product stats. The average price for this one is $161. The average order value, $161. So this is something good that you can follow, because you can actually see there is margins. You see there are ways that maybe I feel when I look at this product, it's a little bit more branded. The item is actually different, a little bit different. They spend more in design, so they took the time to find a different supplier, so they don't look 100% the same as Hey Silky Skin. So that's why they're able to mark up a little bit more of the price, and maybe theirs look a little bit more, more expensive. And the actual, when people look at the product, the perceived value of the product is a little bit better. That's why if you watch the product research live that I did, I talk a lot about the perceived value of the product and why I always try to find products that look more expensive than they are. So the same way, they're able to mark up the average order value and then bump the revenue this way, okay? So right here, we're going to go ahead and multiply and do the same calculation. Right here, you have a monthly business of 58, and then times 3%. And then we have 1,740 people that bought, and then we multiply that times the average order value, 0.60, and then we have 281, 184. All right, so we have it right there. So to be super detailed so you can follow along, let's put the actual results so you can have it and take a screenshot, and maybe you can use it for later on. So we can multiply that by 3%, 58 times 3%. So we have monthly customers. So this is an average. Remember, this is not something that's 100%, okay? This is something that's average, but we can be sure that this is a number that's super close to a real thing, okay? So the same thing. So we have monthly customers right here, and then you can have it right here, and then we put 124 times 3%, 3,000. Oh, this is people, it's not dollars. So we have 3,720. Okay, so as you can see, sometimes when you see a lot of customers, actually that is something that can not be that beneficial also, because sometimes you're taking a lot of tickets, a lot of people just asking where is my package, etc. So sometimes you need to find that sweet spot. Maybe you need to increase the price just a little bit to be able to have less customer support, etc. And you can actually take the time and actually pocket the same amount of money. So right here we see that they have 161 and they're making something close. I mean, it's not the same amount of money, but they have almost half of the customers. They're spending less money on customer support, on VAs, etc., virtual assistants, and all of this. Okay, this is something that you need to be thinking and something that needs to be in your playbook when you're trying to calculate to see what's the best approach for your strategy. Okay, I'm super happy that you stay until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about e-com strategies and many things just like this one. I'm always trying to bring as much value as possible so you can take from my knowledge of the agency and everything that we do inside TDC Digital Agency and all the clients, etc. So I just want you to bring as much of the actual context of actual doing business. It's not something that you just did once, you did dropshipping and that's it. Hopefully you're a millionaire by tomorrow. No, this is a real business. Dropshipping is only a fulfillment method, okay? And this is something that when you find a winning product, you go ahead and transition and start sourcing from your supplier in China or whatever part you're trying to find. So always try to keep in mind that, and always think that this is only one part of the equation, step number one, and then you need to start building your brand. Okay, so that is it for today. Super happy to have you, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and just leave a comment if you want to see another live, and let me know what you're interested in learning. I'm always happy to actually go ahead and answer all of your questions. Okay, I'll see you next time. You take care. Okay, bye guys.